You're right, Emma. How are you?
I'm alright. How are you?
No, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, where are you from originally? Obviously, I can hear your accent, so yeah, I know you're not from England.
I'm from Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria,
What's the
and
capital?
I moved here, Sofia, or Sofia, how English people are saying it,
No, so
which
I
is
thought
wrong.
you said Tokyo. I didn't understand it properly.
Imagine, I wish. I wish.
How and
No,
what,
Sofia.
you're not in Bulgaria right now, are you?
No, I'm in Manchester.
Oh, okay. So what? Is it very different compared to Bulgaria and Manchester?
Yeah, like really different. It's like a cultural shock.
Oh, cultural shock. How long have you been in England for?
It's my third year. I moved here for uni, so
Oh, okay. So what, once you're done with university, you'll move back to Bulgaria.
I don't know.
Oh, you haven't decided.
I haven't had think of that. I have like job opportunities when I go back in Bulgaria, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
No, I hear that. So why don't you tell everyone what it is you do, as your creative profession?
Well, I'm doing photography and I'm specializing in portrait photography at the minute,
Yeah.
but I want to expand and like do fashion photography, and I'm like working on that right now.
Yeah.
So it's that I'm trying to keep myself busy like during the lockdown and like meet with people, but like with social distancing, of course, and everything, and like take pictures and stuff. I had like few photo shoots this week,
Yeah.
but they were mostly like headshots for like actors and actresses. So
Oh, actors and
yeah,
actresses. How did you
yeah.
how did you meet them, or is that to do with your course?
Well, my roommate, she's doing masters in acting,
Yeah.
and her friends saw my page and they contacted me, and other people from my uni contacted me as well, and they want like headshots because for our final film project we need to get like headshots of like the crew and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I think one of the things I noticed about you a lot, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to contact you as well, is that you post quite frequently, which I think is,
Yeah.
which I think is really good, because I think especially coming from because I used to do photography as well, but then when I went to France, I kind of stopped for a bit. Obviously, I want to get back into it, but yeah, when that will happen, I don't know. But yeah, obviously, even for me, I felt like it could have been kind of long to post so frequently. I found it quite hard, especially just being able to go out and just kind of take photos as much as you do. So like, what keeps you posting so frequently? Like, how do you make yourself able to do it?
I just like keeping myself busy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing it, and I want to, like I said, I want to like expand into fashion photography, but for that I need to build up my skills.
Mm.
So I'm just keep like working with people, and I want to post as much as possible so they can see I'm active. I'm not just like, one of those Instagram pages that post like every 6-7 months. I
Yeah.
want to see that I'm, active, and people can contact me like every day, and I'm gonna reply. I'm gonna, jump into their projects as well.
Yeah, because I think as well, as you said, like if people don't see that you're active, they're not as interested. And I've noticed, because even like I said, when I did it before, I noticed that when I didn't post for a period, I would start to lose followers.
Yeah.
So it is really important to keep posting constantly. But even when people contact you, how did they contact you on Instagram?
Yeah, they just text me. They're like, "Hey, I saw your page," or someone sent me a page. Da, da, da. Can you do this? Can you do that? I'll pay
Yeah.
you. And I'm just like, yeah.
Oh, so
But right now, I'm not charging
yeah.
people.
But
But
when do you think you will start charging? Because obviously, I know you said you'll do before.
when I feel like confident enough, when
Yeah.
I'm like confident in my photography, because I really don't want to charge someone and their friends see the picture to be like, oh, she charged you for that.
Yeah.
So I want to like actually build up my name and everything. Now I'm gonna start charging people.
Right, yeah. So obviously, from speaking to you before, obviously you said you're new, and obviously, as you just mentioned, you want to start charging when you feel like you're confident enough. I feel like with photography, it's something you kind of it's very important to kind of establish what your style is um, when you like with your photos. And obviously, I've seen already that you kind of from your work that I've seen, you kind of already established quite early on your own kind of style. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I see more like a retro kind of style to your photos.
Yeah, I'm trying to go for that like now. Like I'm obsessed with the 90s culture.
No, yeah, I can
Like
tell.
really obsessed with it.
Yeah, because the editing style you use is very retro. As I said, I like it. I like it a lot because even I feel like I tried to do something like that, but I couldn't. For me, I couldn't edit the photos in that way. So I didn't really carry on down that route. I kind of gave up. But yeah, no, with yours, yeah, I've noticed kind of like a 90s style, as you said. But yeah, how did you kind of like, what inspired you to go with that kind of style?
Well, I don't know, like since I was a kid,
Yeah,
I was like I said, always obsessed with the 90s.
yeah,
And I remember because my mom and my dad, like my whole family are like really into photography and stuff. And I remember just like swapping around like the albums with like the pictures and the quality and how they dress. I'm like, oh, that's like the aesthetic I'm going for. And
yeah,
now it's like coming back and people like that. So I'm trying to like mix it up because I don't want to be like full 90s or like to just, I don't know how to say, to limit myself. So I'm trying to just like mix and like how I feel. It depends who I'm like shooting. Like I had like shootings with my friend Claire,
yeah.
and she's like really 60s, 70s, and I'm trying to, bring that like the 60s and the 70s in her pictures.
Oh, so then,
But when I saw after her, she's like really 90s, and I'm trying to, it's just like it's different. It's weird, like especially working with people who are not professional models, like
yeah.
most of the people I work with.
Oh,
So
most of
it's
the
hard
people
to
you work with
establish like
are professional models. You say?
hmm?
Did you say most of the people you work with are professional models?
No, they're not.
Oh,
Only few of them are.
how did it feel when you're taking, because obviously as you said you're new, but how does it feel when you take photos for the professional models? Because obviously they're used to the camera, and obviously they've had other photographers take pictures of them. So do you feel kind of pressure for taking photos for them?
No, and because I can be really anal about the whole thing. I
Yeah,
give like directions, like straight directions, and when I don't like something, I say it because if it doesn't look good, I don't want it.
yeah,
And with like models, it's easy because they don't take it seriously. They don't take it like that deep. They're just like, okay, fine, and just like do whatever I say.
yeah.
But with like people who are not models, when I say, oh, don't stay like that, you have double chin, or like change, and they got like, oh, really self-conscious about it. So it's like I think it's like harder to work with people who are not models for sure.
No, but the thing is, obviously, if because this is something as you're saying, you want to expand and then go into fashion photography. Obviously, it's important to direct and tell people. Obviously, that's your job to tell people how they're supposed to stand in a way. Obviously, as a model as well, you're supposed to kind of have your own initiative and model it your way. But at the same time, because it's your shoot, they're messaging you because they want you to kind of give them direction on how it's supposed to go. So obviously that's how it meant. Obviously, I didn't think when you said you're anal, but I didn't think you was then gonna say, oh, you've got a double chin, don't stand like that. But but yeah, no, I agree. There's definitely something because obviously I even think I feel like that's kind of a skill in itself to be able to direct and say stand this way as rather than just take the photos. So I think there's definitely something that's very good and something a lot of photographers need to kind of take on and take that responsibility on, because it's not just as simple as taking the photos. You do have to give your creative input. Like as I said before, I noticed you post quite a lot. So do you ever are a lot of your shoots kind of spontaneous, or do you plan all of them?
Well, I don't know. I think spontaneous because I don't know why, but when I plan something, it never goes that way. So it's just like with me, it's like, oh, I always bring my camera with me everywhere.
Yeah.
So when I feel like I'm just like, oh, you wanna have some pictures? Yeah, sure, and just take them.
Yeah.
I had few planned ones. They turned out really nice, but they were not as like natural and authentic as I'm like going for.
So what was it like when you did your first photo shoot?
Uh, well, it was the thing is my first photo shoot was what was no, it was with Janet, and she's really confident
Yeah.
and she knows what she's doing. And it was easy and it was like fun. We did it in our student house down in the laundry room,
Oh,
so
I
that
think
turned out really nice.
yeah, I think I know which one you. Is that the one with the? Was she wearing the hat? The woolly
No,
hat?
no, 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 no.
Oh no, I'm thinking of someone else then.
I have like two photo shoots there because like I like it. I like the laundry room.
No, yeah, no.
Um,
Sometimes you got to find your spots because even it's kind of hard to find. Like when I was doing it, I felt like it was kind of hard to find good spots to do photo shoots. Um, so obviously, if the laundry room is your spot, then you gotta use it. If that's where it started, later on when you make it and you become famous, you bring your film crew back here and show that, oh yeah, this is where I did my first shoot. And then you go back and do another one and then bring your skills. No, yeah, but how do you find it when you're looking for certain places to do your photo shoots? Like, do you find it hard?
oh, really hard.
Pardon?
Yeah, like now I find it really hard because I really so basically I've been 7 years in art school and I'm studying film as well, and I did production design last year. And for me, the place is like really important
Yeah.
because it brings like the environment has to be in a certain way. So right now I have a photo shoot, but it's supposed to be like a lingerie type of photo shoot with this girl, and we're going for something really because I don't want to be like I don't know how to say it. I don't want to be like a trashy lingerie photo shoot with just like someone in their like underwear. I want to be like classy and nice, but for that I need to be like in a classy and nice place as well. And it's really hard now because we can't rent anything because of COVID.
Because of COVID, yeah,
So
yeah.
we have to improvise, adapt, and overcome. And I don't know, it's gonna be really hard with like props and stuff.
Is there no way you can get because of COVID? Like nowhere at all?
No, like we wanted to like rent like Airbnb in city center, like
Yeah.
really nice one with like the high ceilings and everything. But no, it's like in December maybe, but we don't know. So
But I mean,
it's hard. It's hard to find.
as hard and annoying as it can be, it is sometimes I feel like these are the kind of tests we need, because it kind of
Oh, 100%.
pushes your mind to kind of think, all right, cool, how do I kind of tackle this situation? And then you end up doing things you didn't think you were capable of doing. Like when you come out with, if you do end up doing it without, an Airbnb or whatever, it'll be interesting to see what you come up with, and you'll probably be surprised with what you do end up doing. But do you have any ideas at the moment to substitute the Airbnb?
Yeah, I'm gonna. So I think I'm gonna do it in my house
Yeah.
probably. But yeah, because I have like a nice like a lounge room with like high ceilings as well, so probably gonna buy some like props and stuff and gonna play around.
Yeah.
So I'll make it happen. It's just a pain in the ass sometimes.
Yeah, no, of course. You're not going to use the laundry room to do the.
No, I don't live there anymore. I don't live in the student house, but plus it would be really no. To be fair, it would be look cool in the I'll think about that in the laundry room.
And as well, it's one of those things where it's different because nobody would think of putting laundry room with lingerie. You would never really picture a laundry room shoot with lingerie. So it could work. I'd say give it a try, and then if it looks good, then you can upload it. But if not, then don't blame me. But But yeah. So do you
Yeah,
have?
I'll try. And if it sounds good, yeah.
No, sorry. Carry on.
I was about to say, if it turns out good in the laundry room with lingerie, I'm gonna give you credit for that, for the idea,
Yeah. But if it doesn't,
100%.
yeah, I wasn't. We never had this conversation. um, but do you have a film crew then? Because obviously you're saying, when you were saying that, you were saying we, or not a film crew, but do you have like a team for your photography?
Yeah, not for photography. I have like film crew,
Yeah.
and right now we're working on our final film project. With half of the people I've worked few times, like the director, Razvan, we usually work together because, I don't know, he's from Romania and I'm from Bulgaria. It's like the Eastern Bloc, support each other.
Okay.
So I stick with him. And
Okay.
he's like really artistic, I think. So yeah.
So
But when it comes to like projects on the side, half of the people I work usually on my films, they're always up for doing something to like help me out
yeah,
with my project, with editing and directing and stuff like that. So
because
I'm not on my own.
you
It's like,
did it together anyway, so it's kind of experience in different fields, but it kind of boosts. Obviously, I don't know what they're doing specifically, but I know you said they're part of film, so all of that links together. Because even when you're directing films, you have like directors of photographers and stuff. So it's
yeah.
definitely experience in different areas, which is good to get. So you're studying film at the moment.
Yeah, last year I'm focusing on camera and lighting.
Okay, so how did you get into that?
Well, I've always been like into photography, but when I was 18, I started working for Bloomberg and I was graphic operator, which has nothing with like cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was seeing like the camera operators and how they work, and I was like, I want that. I want to do that. And like one day I was watching Gilmore Girls, and Rory was going to college, and it was like a huge deal. And all of my friends were like in uni and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm just working. So I've decided I want to like pursue that and be a camera operator one day, and like ideally a cinematographer. So I just applied, and they accepted me, and I was like, sound.
And how's it going so far?
It's good. Like I said, I'm doing lighting for camera, so we're actually having classes like in person. So it's fun. We're making like all like light settings, and it's
Yeah.
nice.
And have you made any films so far?
Yeah, I have.
How did they turn out?
I well, one of them is like really good. One of them is really good.
Yeah.
My first one was a disaster. Like I said, I'm camera operator, and the first one was like awful. They call me Michael J. Fox because the shaking was too much.
Oh, we're shaking too much.
It's fine now. We were supposed to make this film last year. I was really actually excited for it, but it got cancelled because of COVID. So I'm like really hoping this one won't get cancelled because we have like huge plans for it.
How are you coping with everything through COVID? Because obviously, I know for some people, like one of the other people I interviewed, she does art, and for her, COVID was obviously nobody wants to call it a blessing, but for her, COVID was kind of a blessing in disguise because with her art, she was able to kind of stay indoors and just draw and paint away. So it kind of helped her out to obviously boost her portfolio, allow her to develop on her skills. But how do you think COVID has impacted you and your skills in a way?
Well, the first lockdown,
Okay.
that was a disaster. I didn't do anything. Like at the time I was living with my ex, and it was just like a toxic environment, and I just didn't do anything. So I decided to go back home for the whole summer in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
And because I didn't work, like I said, I want to keep myself busy all the time. So I was like meeting with different people, and that's when I started like do more like photo shoots, and they turned out to be like good.
Yeah.
So I think COVID helped me to, find my style, if you can say that. And I focus that like a lot. But now it's really hard. It's hitting me really hard because I'm a photographer and I have to meet with people, and most people are like scared because of, you know, restrictions and stuff. And like I said, it's like really hard to like rent somewhere indoors, and it's a risk to like have people in my house. So I'm just hoping that this will be over in December, but I really doubt that. I would say it would be ideal like without the COVID.
Yeah, no, COVID, especially for a second lockdown as well. It's not ideal.
No, that shit is hard.
But I'm pretty sure I thought, because I thought you took most of your photos, or most of your photos came out during the first lockdown, no? Because that's when I feel like is around that time when I first contacted you, and obviously if I had an award to give out, I would have given you probably the creative of the month, because you was just uploading. I felt like that was at that period you was just uploading so much. I felt like that's when you was getting. That's why I was even thinking, oh, COVID really helped her.
It helped me when I was in Bulgaria, 100%. But the thing is, the mindset there, it's different. It's not like here. People are not scared. It's not like a big deal. Plus, the weather was really nice, and like I have lots of pictures at the beach, like lots of photos at the beach, which is like I can't go to the beach here. It's cold and stuff. And my friend, she has like a huge house with a pool, so we had like few photo shoots in the pool as well.
Oh, okay.
But I prefer to like shoot indoors. So I was like doing bits in Bulgaria during lockdown, but most of my photo shoots are indoors.
Yeah. When people message you on Instagram, do you feel like sometimes they waste your time when they're asking for your service?
No, never.
Never, because
To be fair, not like lots of people are texting me right now. They're like, the people who are texting me are like serious people who want certain stuff. They're not like bothering me, like asking me questions. So yeah.
Because I feel like it's a common thing for people, because I relate back to myself as well. But when I was doing it before, I felt like a lot of people would message me, but they wouldn't be serious about it, and I felt like at times that could have been demotivating for me, because it was at a period where I was, oh, no. Am I still here?
Yeah.
Sorry, it was just telling me my internet connections are unstable. BT as well, new internet. Sorry, I can't carry on that point. No, never mind. Forget it. All right, so yeah, so obviously I want to go back to obviously your style, obviously your retro style. Are you like a big Britney Spears fan, are you?
Yeah. I'm like huge Britney Spears fan, but I'm not going for that type of aesthetic. To be fair, if I'm like someone's huge fan, it's A Tribe Called Quest. Like I said, I'm obsessed with the 90s and I'm obsessed with the hip hop.
Yeah.
So I'm going to. But I love Britney Spears though. Like she is my icon. Like
I see in some of your stories and stuff, you're singing, you're posing, you're doing all this and that. Sometimes you lift your leg. I've seen it all. Well, obviously that's what I thought your inspiration was, because obviously for the whole retro vibe, obviously sometimes I hear in your story you do play like the old school hip hop songs, or Britney Spears. So I thought that's kind of where your inspiration for your retro style came from. Does it have any role in it?
Yeah. To be fair, I haven't thought about it, but I think because that's the only music I listen to, like old school and like early 2000s.
Yeah.
So yeah, like.
Huh? Oh.
What did you say?
No, sorry. I think the signal really bad. I think it's me. I don't know. I want to blame you, but it might be me. But no,
it's you. My signal is perfect.
the show will go on. The show will go on. So I noticed from, obviously you have your photography page, but obviously I follow both of your page and your photography one. So I've noticed from your personal page, obviously, you know, you're a bit of a poser here and there. So, and I've seen you done your own like shoots of yourself. So is modeling something you want to go into as well, or is that just something you just do for fun? Because obviously, like you said, you know, you go out, keep yourself busy. So yeah, is that something you're actually pursuing, or is that something you just do kind of just for fun, just in the moment? Because obviously, some of those shoots as well, they're serious. Like there was one where you're eating the bag of crisps, or was it the pizza? Yeah,
Yeah.
that looked like a real planned shoot. So is that
Uh,
something
those,
you're pursuing?
those were like planned shoots with like photographer. He's amazing. Um, we have photo shoot on Tuesday as well. But like, to be fair, I love modeling.
Yeah.
I just love being in front of the camera when it comes to pictures. But lots of stuff like stopping me for pursue that. First of all, I'll be 23 in like a month, so this is old. It's like I'm short, I'm old. You
Oh,
know, I can't be a model now. So I'm just, you know, entertain my followers, and that's it.
old at 23.
Well, it is old. If you want to like start like modeling, most people start like the age of 16, 18, you know.
I mean, it's never really too late to, because there's different kind of modeling you can do. Like there's, you know, there's fashion, because obviously I can also see, you know, you like fashion as well. And even you said yourself, like you're a fan of the fashion industry. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, like lingerie type stuff. It can simply be, you know, you just modeling clothes. I don't feel like there's an age limit on that. And you know, what is old? Old is it's a mindset, no? It's
Yeah, but if it's not for the age, it's my height as well. I'm 5'3", so I'm short. I'm like,
not all, yeah, not all models have to be tall. I feel like I mean, I feel like I know a few short models. Some of them signed up to Cocoon. The one's like 5'2". I don't think you have to be tall to be a model, especially today as well. There's like models for different things. I think, you know, you can still pursue it along with the photography, the film, and what else? Anything else you're doing. So you're just going to completely give up on the idea of pursuing the modeling career because of your age and being old at 23.
it's not only the age. There are like lots of factors that are stopping me.
No, fair enough. But I guess
But
if you enjoy doing it as
it's
well,
fun.
even if yeah, it seems like you have fun anyway. Obviously, with your photography brand, but how do you pronounce your photography brand? Because obviously, I want to try, but I don't want to get it wrong.
It's Eutimir Photography. It's my second name.
Okay, see, I did. So I did have it correct. I just obviously I didn't want to say it wrong. But Eltamir, is that how you pronounce it? Eltamir Photography,
Eutimir.
Eltamir.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So with that,
Yeah.
at what point would you say, you know, you feel it's successful? At what point, yeah, at what point would you feel your brand is successful? And, you know, what do you plan to expand it into? Like, would you, because obviously with your film as well, do you plan to maybe do you have any long-term plans for the brand?
Oh, yeah. I do have. But I'm trying not to think of that right now and make plans for that because I have no idea what's going on in the past, like in the next few months.
Mm,
But like I said, I'm trying with like I'm gonna jump into like fashion photography, and I have like some projects that are like waiting. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna work like really hard on that. And I was thinking when I graduate, I wanna go and have like, you know, some internships in like a fashion magazine or something.
yeah.
So I'll go for that, but we'll see. Like I'm serious about it. Like my page will be active no matter what. Like I'm not just doing that as a hobby during uni or anything. So
No, that's good.
yeah.
That's good. So, okay, so at what point, obviously, you know, rather than talking about, you know, what you want to turn your brand into, at what point would you say you feel you are successful, or do you feel like you're successful now?
Um, I I don't know. It's really hard to tell. I think when I see like more people like approaching me, I
Yeah,
think that's when I'm like, okay, I'm getting like successful. I'm getting good at that. I think that's the only way you can say you're like actually successful, with people like your work and they want to like work with you.
yeah. Do you feel like the amount of followers you have kind of determines your success? Because obviously, with the age that we live in now, especially because everything's done on Instagram, or well, from what I see, everything's done on Instagram. I feel like for a lot of people, the amount of followers they have kind of defines them in a way. So do you feel like that impacts what you would class as success?
No, not really, because I like lots of followers, that helps. Like honestly, that helps, and I would be like happy if I reach that point to have like lots of followers. But I know people with like lots of followers who are simply, at least personal opinion, not as good as people with like less followers.
Yeah,
I know this guy who has like only 1,000 followers, but he is amazing and he travels the world and he shoots for like magazines and stuff. So people actually like his work. He's just like, I don't know. It's controversial, the whole thing with the followers.
yeah. Because even as you
People
said,
can follow you, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna work with them or they're gonna, work with you. They just like your work and that's it.
yeah,
But maybe only 300 people follow you, and like 80% of them would like pay you and work with you and like recommend you and stuff like that.
yeah. No, definitely, because there's definitely a lot of photographers I've seen, some that I know as well, who are doing well for themselves, but they don't have that many followers. Um, so I definitely think it's something that the audience have to kind of be wary of, because I know for some people as well, it's having followers allows, it's kind of like a way to verify the person you're contacting. Because even for me, like, I'm not gonna lie, I do it sometimes. Like if someone didn't have enough followers, I would think maybe they're a spam account, because there are a lot of like robot accounts and stuff out there, um,
Yeah.
that can kind of play with your mind. Sometimes I get loads of like recently I've been getting loads of messages from robot accounts. I don't even entertain it anymore. I know already it's a robot account, but obviously that's another thing that kind of makes me think, oh, sometimes an account is a spam account based on their followers. I feel like it's bad, but it's just the way the world works now.
Yeah, I mean, all right. It's like,
Yeah, sorry,
hmm?
no, go on.
I was about to say that it's like too overwhelming for me to pursue followers, because it's lots, of energy to like put the hashtags and like
Oh,
even promote yourself and stuff like that. I can't do that just for like people to follow me. I
yeah,
prefer to actually, be more personal. I'm like a bit old school about that thing. I don't want to be like the best photographer, because nowadays everyone is a photographer. Like everyone has a camera, everyone has like their phones and their like aesthetics and VSCO, and everyone's posting and they have followers. I just wanna, build a relationship with like a certain like small audience and work with
yeah.
them. Everything be calm and like relaxed. That's what I'm going for.
I feel like that's. I'm glad you mentioned that as well, because I feel like definitely for me as well. When I first started out, everyone was like, when I first uploaded as well, a lot of people would tell me, "Oh, you should." Bear in mind, I didn't use Twitter. Like I don't use Twitter, but a lot of people would message me, be like, "Oh, you need a Twitter account as well. That's how you get a lot of like followers, and you need to do loads of hashtags." And then it got to a point where I just couldn't be bothered to upload, because I felt the pressure. I felt like I had to do the hashtags and stuff. I felt like I needed the likes, and I feel like that kind of put me off from kind of uploading in a way, because it's like, oh, if I'm gonna upload this, because sometimes I would have the post to upload as well, but I was thinking, all right, if I'm gonna upload this, I'm gonna have to now put the hashtag, and I'm gonna have to upload it on here. And I feel like that's something that not just me, but I feel like that's something a lot of people kind of focus on, and then they end up forgetting about what they're actually doing. They end up focusing more on, oh, the hashtags, uploading here, even some people focus on, oh, you need to upload at this time, and then they completely forget about, oh, you just need to
Oh,
take. So I feel like it's good. It's good that you kind of got that in mind, where it's like, like you just want to focus on doing your photography and focusing on the audience you have. So that's very handy. If you weren't doing photography and film, what do you think you'd be doing? Like, would it be singing, karaoke?
No, no. I don't know. I don't picture myself as doing anything else. Maybe a bank job, because I like to organize stuff and like, you know, yeah, that was my thing. When I was a kid, my grandfather, he works for like the National Bank in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
And I remember going there, which is like so fancy. Like I'm quite shallow, posh person, like for like certain stuff.
Yeah.
And like I love like the whole like luxury and stuff like that, like certain lifestyle I'm going for. So I'll probably go something for like banking and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad I chose photography.
But you only really got it because you said you only really got into film like just before you came to the UK, didn't you? So what, did you not know what you wanted to do before then, or did you not have like a different idea of what you wanted to do before then, or was it probably the banking?
I didn't know what I want to do with my life. Like I've always been taking pictures. Like when I was a kid, my dad is a jewelry man and he makes jewelries and he has like a whole like workshop, and like I remember love taking pictures of his jewelries and stuff. And I've always been into photography, but I never ever thought like, oh, I want to be a photographer one day. I was just looking at it as a hobby.
Yeah.
And after that, it just like my grandma, she had connections in like Bloomberg. That's why I started working there, and that's when I was like, okay, I have to like start thinking about my future. And I think it's just like I'm a late bloomer, like with what I want to do.
No,
yeah.
I think there's a lot of pressure as well on a lot of people to kind of figure out what they want to do early on, and it's like sometimes it can just kind of happen. So like for yourself, you didn't know, and then turns out your grandma had connections, and then from that you then decided you want to do photography. So, it happens in their own ways. Aside from photography, film, and the 90s era, what are some of your other hobbies or your interests that you do?
I think fashion, like I'm obsessed with fashion and like finding certain like piece of clothes and bags. I'm obsessed with bags.
Yeah.
I collect bags, and watching films as well. And I don't know. That's a really hard question. Like I have no idea. Like now it's just photography. That's it, just photography and film.
Well, what films do you watch? Obviously, you said you like a lot of films.
Oh, it really depends on the mood. Like my favorite director is unfortunately Woody Allen, and I really like Jim Jarmusch as well.
Oh, you've lost me.
So
I don't know who they are. I said you've lost me. I don't know who they are.
Well, Woody Allen, he made Midnight in Paris, Annie Hall. Nice films, like films that I like films that after you're watching them, you feel good about yourself and your life and everything.
Oh, okay.
That that type of
films are kind of
films. That's what I really like. But I also like European cinema, which is like really artistic and weird and sexual. I like that as well. It depends on the mood, to be fair.
Okay, yeah. See, me, I'm more of a. But to be honest, I like a wide range. I like action films. Like, you know John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
See,
Keanu Reeves.
I like Keanu Reeves. I like John Wick, but then sometimes I'll be in the mood for like comedy or horror. I like horror. Do you like horror films?
No, I worked on a horror film this year, our second AC, and I was just like praying because we were shooting at this like abandoned asylum, like an hour away from like a small town, and it was awful, and apparently it was cursed as well.
Oh,
So I was just like, I want to go home. I want to go home. I hate horror films. I hate them. I believe in ghosts. I believe in vampires. I believe in witches because I believe in everything.
you believe
And
in
I don't want to watch that. Like, I don't want
you
to.
believe in vampires?
Of course I do. I believe in everything. There's no proof that they're not like there.
No, I don't know
So
about. I believe in the ghost part. I don't know about vampires. Like,
why not? Why you believe in ghosts but not in vampires?
that's a good point. It's a very good point. But I just like vampires with the teeth and the collar all popped. You know, I'm sorry, I can't really imagine I can't really see a vampire realistically. You know, just biting my neck to get blood. I can picture the ghost part because I feel like I've heard more. I feel like I've heard more. You know, based on a true story stuff about ghosts. I've never heard. I've never seen something titled based on a true story, and then it's something to do with a vampire. Like, do you get what I mean? Like even The Conjuring,
Yeah.
that one was about ghosts. Like The Conjuring 2 is based in Enfield. That one was about like a ghost in the house, someone who died. The Exorcist, all based on a true story. You know, Blade. I don't know if Blade was based on. Blade's a Marvel character. That's sorry. I don't know about the vampire stuff. So I think maybe you don't have to worry about them. Maybe the ghosts, yes, but you don't have to worry about them. Okay, so final question. Obviously, you know, as someone who's up and coming, you know, you're quite active with your photography, and then obviously you do your film, and you obviously have your goals. What is some of like? Do you have any advice you would offer to aspiring creatives who are maybe kind of struggling with their journey or just starting out?
Uh, yeah, just to never stop because when you first start and you start like, and never ever compare your work to someone else's, especially someone with like more, experience. Never ever compare yourself. Focus on your goals and find inspirations. Like I, my, what I use for my inspiration is like Vogue magazines. I buy them all the time, and it's just
Yeah,
like I don't read them. I don't. I just look at the pictures, and I can stare in like one photo for like an hour, like dissecting everything.
yeah,
Just find your inspiration and don't compare yourself, and just keep doing it. Keep doing it.
yeah. Did you ever
That's how I can like give an advice.
find yourself comparing your photos at one point?
Always, always. That's why I know it's like the worst thing you can do, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, okay, he or she may be better than me, but I have my own style. I like my style, and I like the pictures I make. They make me happy, and I put my heart in them. So I don't care if someone like is more like than me or like it looks better. I like what I do.
And then on top of that, I think it's also important for people to remember that obviously these people that they're probably comparing themselves to have like, because obviously camera equipment's mad expensive. Like there's lenses that can cost thousands. So it's like you also, I think that's another,
Thousands.
that like thousands. Like I think there was one lens I saw that was like 10 grand. Obviously it was probably an amazing lens, and I'm pretty sure someone can justify 10 grand, but obviously that definitely helps in the quality of their pictures. And then obviously, I don't know,
Quality, yeah.
have you started using all the lights and stuff like for proper shoots? You know how they have that.
For proper use, not yet. That's why I don't like. That's why I prefer to like be indoors and like control the light on my own. But I have like really nice camera and I have nice lenses. But that's also a thing I can advise people people who, like with photography, it doesn't matter how good like your equipment is, like focus on your skills, because I know people with like so many lenses, so many cameras, lighting kits and everything, and the pictures just look flat.
Just basic.
There's no emotion.
Yeah.
The, there's nothing. It's just like a high quality photo, that's it.
Yeah.
But I know people who shoot with like really old film cameras, don't do like any editing for them or anything, and they just look amazing because they capture the moment.
Yeah.
But again, it's like different styles, different perspectives. Like some people go for like high quality for that, that's photography. For me personally, it's if you can capture a moment and the person like in their like best, you know, sight and look.
No, I like that. I hear that. All right. Well, thank you, Emma, for taking the time to do this interview. You know, I know you felt nervous about it before, but you know, we got there in the end, and I hope you enjoyed it. And your advice was actually very good. Like I actually quite liked it. Definitely gave me a different outlook on it. Like the whole idea of capturing the moment, I thought was great. So thank you for that. And yeah, I hope you have a great day.
Thank you.